What up, world? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. Deep dive. As you know, I am the host, Brandon Janeau. Like always, on all podcast platforms are Brandon Janeau Show. Social media platforms, Instagram, Threads, Brandon Janeau, uh, Facebook, the Brandon Janeau Show. I always forget that for some reason. and of course, TikTok, Brandon Janeau Show. Go follow me on all of those social media platforms. Shout out to everybody that has been following, commenting, liking the vids, all of that, all that. Appreciate it. Where you really could go. It's the YouTube channel, man. Brandon Janeau Show YouTube channel. Again, I've been lazy. I haven't uploaded some shorts. I haven't done the shorts. Any of it. Shout out to everybody that has subscribed to the new episodes and to the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. I can't even explain it, man. Thank you guys so much. Whoever's been looking, watching the vids over the last couple weeks, appreciate you guys so much. Um, yeah. So let's get into it, man. Like I said, today's episode is deep dive, my series deep dive, where I just take a topic and I just talk about it. The topic I want to talk about today is something that's gonna be happening next week, and that is WrestleMania. That that is WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. Now, WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all when it comes to wrestling. It is the biggest pay per view in wrestling. It is the most prestigious pay per view you could be on. Yes, in any wrestling company, it is the most prestigious pay per view you could ever be on. And next week, next Saturday, for 2 nights, it'll be WrestleMania 41, night one and night two. I will be doing my rate and review show. I just got to write down WrestleMania Night two's card. I know there's another match that should be added. It should be, I think, Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton's going to fight somebody. I don't know who, but we will see Sunday if Randy Orton's in a TDA, the to be announced TBA. So yeah, but WrestleMania is pretty much already locked in. WrestleMania 41 is already locked in now. For months, for months, I've been talking about this card, talking about WrestleMania, talking about how it feels. And I've watched so many people do these episodes, so many people do these reactions, so many people do these things about WrestleMania. Uh, and for the last couple of weeks, I've been shit like longer than that, longer than that. I've been saying that this WrestleMania build has felt very lackluster. It feels very thrown together. It feels very uh let's just focus on the matches and not the actual story building. And the story building that they do have for the matches kind of feel lackluster. It feels ass backwards. It feels like they're just throwing shit to a wall and seeing if it sticks. And the card is okay. It's not crazy like I did. Like I did. I wrote down WrestleMania Night One. I wrote it down. The first. This is WrestleMania Night One that I wrote down. This is the card that they have given us already, and this is WrestleMania Night One. You got, if you watch wrestling, you already know. But Night One will have Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Naomi versus Jade Cargill in a rivalry, which is actually the best story they have probably going into night fucking one. To be honest with you, to be honest. Roman, Seth, and CM Punk will be the main event. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte for the women's title, for the WWE women's title. War Raiders versus the New Day for the tag team titles, which I do not think should be on the fucking WrestleMania card. I just, that shit feels like they just threw that shit on the card. I swear to God, like, I know they had a match what Monday last, either this last Monday that just happened, or the previous Monday. Can't fucking really remember. It might have been this last Monday. That, yeah, it might have just happened this past Monday. So they just literally had a match. No, 2 weeks ago, 2 Mondays ago, they had a fucking match, and then and then in a DQ. This shit should not be on the card. Again goes into the WrestleMania shit. They just do matches on this fucking card. They didn't even think it fucking through. They just threw it on a card. I don't know why. Out of the two tag team titles scenarios you should have on this card, should be the Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY in a triple threat TLC. Even Pretty Deadly, if you want to make it a fatal four-way ladder match, TLC ladder match, TLC table ladders and chairs, fatal four-way for the SmackDown tag team titles. If that was the match, I am 100% with you. But this is my problem with this fucking card. They just threw shit on this card. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, even though he's not Chad Gable, this could have been on the Raw before WrestleMania. This does not need to be on the card. I'm sorry. I love Rey Mysterio. I love Chad Gable too. But this is now again, if this is just a regular fucking match, no stipulation, it's a stupid fucking match and it shouldn't be on the card. Now Monday they have a chance to change this, make it a mass versus mass match, but that's very fucking predictable because Ray's going to clearly win that match. Like Ray is going to clearly win that match. The one thing about WrestleMania you cannot beat is very fucking predictable. Ray is going to clearly win that match. That's probably why they're not going to probably make it a stipulation because they probably do want to make it somewhat intriguing. But even in that sense, it shouldn't be on the fucking card. It shouldn't be on the card. It shouldn't. You just threw this shit on the card for no fucking reason. You could have had an intriguing build. Hell, if you really wanted to do it, you could have had Laura Van Valkyria versus Bayley for the Intercontinental Women's Championship on the fucking card. That could have replaced that. You could have had that match Monday. Bayley and her somehow, some way just miscommunicated, and Bayley's like, you know why we didn't win the gauntlet Friday is because you. I need another match against you. I need to prove that I could win, and you would have had more of an intriguing fucking story than this. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love Chad. I love Chad Gable. Chad Gable is one of the best. But it's just like, God damn it, man. Like this should not be on a fucking WrestleMania card. Like, good God Almighty. I LA Knight and Jacob, I guess. Like Jacob's first WrestleMania, great. Is he going to win the belt? Which is kind of the problem. Is he going to win the belt? Is he? Now, if he wins the belt, that's great. Now, and then again, like I said, the Tiffany versus Charlotte match. Listen, a parking lot brawl. Charlotte coming out and beating Tiffany's ass after the match, after her and Roxanne had a match. Which again, why the fuck is Roxanne being used for fucking to be used just to be beaten by Tiffany Stratton? Is stupid. This WrestleMania build has fucking sucked. And you had stories. And it just felt like they just course corrected. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Like, oh my God, this shit's stupid. It's fucking stupid. I'm sorry, people that's gonna sit here and lie to themselves and act like this build hasn't fucking sucked in these matches don't really make fucking sense. Like this shit could have been on Monday Night Raw. If I'm gonna call out the other company for putting matches together and putting matches on a card, and they literally could have just had that shit on their A show or their Saturday show, I'm gonna do the fucking same for WWE. Some of these matches should not be on this fucking WrestleMania card. That is fucking ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous. I do not like the War Raiders versus New Day on a fucking WrestleMania card. You could have had that shit on a Monday Night Raw and we could have fucking killed it there. The only tag teams title matches that should be on fucking WrestleMania card is the Street Profits, the New Day. I mean, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns. Give them their first ever WrestleMania. And here's the thing: I think they will still be on the fucking WrestleMania card. They're gonna be on there for Sunday night. I don't think Sunday night is officially done. I think that Randy Orton might not have a pathway to WrestleMania. Now, if you give him a match, it's going to be solo. I don't think he's going to fight Nick Aldis. I don't think he's going to fight Rusev. I don't think he's going to fight Aleister Black. If you're going to give him a match solo, that's the easiest fucking match. But even in that sense, Randy's going to win that. And to be honest with you, man, as much as I love Randy Orton, I don't think Randy Orton needs to be on the card. After you lose Kevin Owens, there's no reason to throw a fucking match in on Randy Orton at the last fucking second. You have no real stories. You have no qualms. That's another match that you're just giving him a match because he's Randy fucking Orton. Like that is not good. I love Randy, but he should not be on the card. I'm sorry. You could use that shit for something else. Randy, hey man, you're just not gonna make it this year. Sorry. Kevin Owens got hurt. Shit changed. Plans changed. What can we do? That is, I just feel like you're just throwing matches on the card now for no fucking reason. Like it just doesn't make sense. But if I read that, and I just told you that whole night one card, what fucking match intrigues you? Roman, Seth, and CM Punk? I've been very open and very honest about that shit. You threw a triple threat match together for no stakes at all for a fucking main event. You could sit there and say, but it's an emotional thing. It's an emotional tie. Yo, CM Punk and Roman and Seth, they all got ties. CM Punk is the reason for why the Shield became the Shield. He is the reason why the Shield is even the Shield. Why Roman and Seth are even in Raw, in WrestleMania is doing all of these things. If it wasn't for him putting them together, then they might not have the career they've had. You could say all that shit. Oh, Roman and Punk and Paul Heyman. You can say all that shit. It does not fucking work. I have been very fucking open, and I've always been fucking open. If that is the damn match that you were gonna give us, a triple threat match for no fucking stakes at all, just Roman versus fucking Seth versus CM Punk, that's the match. Love CM Punk. He could have headlined this bitch with Seth Rollins in a fucking grudge match. It could have been a last man standing match for the number one contendership of the World Heavyweight Championship. Whoever wins out of Gunther and Jay for Backlash. Something. But this is fucking bad. This is just fucking matches on a fucking card, bro. Like it, you have no intriguing stories. All of these fucking stories suck. The builds have fucking terribly sucked. You got 3 matches on this card. I could literally sit there and tell you should be on fucking TV. If I'm gonna call out the other company for this shit, I'm calling you the fuck out for this shit. There is no reason for these matches to be on this fucking card. It really does feel like you threw darts at a board. It was like, okay, the New Day and Royal Raiders is gonna be on the WrestleMania card this year. Why? No story, no intrigue, no build, no nothing. We need to give the New Day something because let's be real, their fucking story has fucking faded over the last couple of fucking weeks, months since they went heel. They've had absolutely nothing to do. Now I'm seeing people being like, "Oh, they're just gonna get Big E, and Big E's just gonna cost them the match." If Big E hasn't touched him since they did that shit to him, what the fuck makes me think he gonna do it at WrestleMania? You could have had this shit on a Monday Night Raw the night before WrestleMania, this Monday coming on Netflix. You want to do a title change? There it is. Why the fuck are we doing all of this shit for fucking WrestleMania, bro? I don't understand this shit. That is stupid. Like I said, Rey and El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, great, but that's a Raw match. And you know what the fucking problem is? Is because all of these matches are going to be Raw matches after WrestleMania. So you're pretty much just putting these fucking people in a match just to fill up the card. No story, no intrigue, no build. Just throw them on a fucking card. I don't get it. For me personally, I would have had Laura, Bailey, and Roxanne triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship to replace the El Grande Americano and Rey Mysterio match. Yes, it's another multi-person matchup, but at least you could sell a story. Bailey and Roxanne have been going against each other for months. And on top of that, Laura Van Valkyria and Roxanne had an incredible match last year at Stand and Deliver, which Roxanne beat Laura to become the NXT champion. You could sell that fucking story. You could sell it. That's a way easier story to sell than Rey Mysterio just feeling some type of way, feeling very disrespected by El Grande Americano, which we all know is Chad Gable. it's like, and then you're not gonna make it a match. I don't think they're gonna make it a mass for a mass match. I don't think they would. because it's very fucking predictable. That would be the most predictable ass match on the fucking card. Ray's not losing his mask. He's not. So what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? This WrestleMania build has fucking sucked. And now that we're a week away, we can physically say, you just threw matches on a fucking card, dude. There's no reason for this shit. Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, for the most part, has been heating up and have been working. But the only reason why Jacob and LA Knight are even in this situation right now is because eventually you're going to break Jacob off to go fight solo. Does Jacob lose to LA Knight? And if he does, you know what the fuck's gonna happen? You know the first thing people gonna say? Why the fuck would you have LA Knight beat Jacob Fatu? That don't make no sense. The IWC is fucking retarded. And I've said this numerous times. They're fucking retarded. They are mentally fucking challenged. I'm starting to realize a lot of y'all are mentally fucking challenged. Because you like something until you get it, and then you don't like it no more. LA Knight won the US Championship. You hated his run the first time he got it. He gets the belt back, and now you're sitting there going to tell me, well, he needs to drop it at WrestleMania to Jacob Fatu. Now, here's the thing. I totally agree. Jacob Fatu deserves to be a champion at some point. But this is my biggest problem with people when you get into these situations. Same thing I feel about night 2 with Penta versus the Judgment Day versus Braun Breaker. The story between Dominic and Finn is more important than them winning the fucking belt. That's the fucking problem. Because we all know the Judgment Day is coming for a breakup. We know this already. I would replace the El Grande Americano and Rey Mysterio match with Laura, Bailey, and Roxanne. That would be the match. At least you would have those women fighting for the fucking title that you brought into the company. I would have had that match. I wouldn't have had this many multi-man fucking matches. I would have had. That is another thing about WrestleMania that I just hate. I don't want to say hate. I just fucking don't understand why. And it feels like you just threw so many. That is why I'm saying this card sucks. This card has the name value itself is what keeping people intrigued. But outside of that, this card has sucked. The matches are gonna be great. Now here's the thing: the matches are gonna be good. I expect the matches to hit. But you're AEW. You're fucking AEW. You threw matches on a card that don't deserve to be on the card. It just doesn't deserve to be on the card, bro. Naomi and Jade are the only women's match that I can see on this card that I'm like, yeah, they deserve it. Because they built a fucking story. Now here's the thing. They dropped it for a little bit of time. But when Jade finally came back and she had that moment in Elimination Chamber with Naomi, that shit hit like a motherfucker. And they have sold this story like a motherfucker. This is actually the better fucking match. Night 1, if you ask me, out of the women's matches. This is the best one. Because it's actually intriguing. Like it's actually fucking intriguing. Like it's actually like, oh shit, wait a minute. Yeah, let's go. WrestleMania 41, night 1. And night 2, also, you got Io, Rhea, and Bianca. I'm gonna be honest, man. And again, I always say this. I will die on this hill, and I don't give a fuck. Charlotte should never win the Royal Rumble. You could have had Bianca win the Elimination Chamber, kept on SmackDown, been in, and again, like I say, I hate when people are intrigued in another storyline. But Bianca being in that storyline with Naomi and Jade would have been more intriguing because then you get Tiffany to play off of that. Tiffany did not have to be the sympathetic face. She could just be her natural self and be a heel. I don't say a heel, but a tweener at least. And she could be teasing Bianca about that. Instead of you trying to sell this story as Tiffany is just getting overpowered by this veteran like Charlotte. I thought Bianca should have won the Elimination Chamber, and Io should have won the Royal Rumble. You could have had a way better build of Io and Rhea than what the fuck we've been getting. Rhea has never beaten Io. You could have built that shit for 10 fucking weeks. The fact that Rhea has never beat Io in a one-on-one match or even just in a regular old fucking title match, when it's actually meant something, she's never really beaten her. It's like the equivalent to Seth and Roman. Roman has never beaten Seth when the belt was on the line. You know that, right? Roman's never beaten Seth when the belt's actually been on the line. Seth has beat him at WrestleMania 31. He beat him at Money in the Bank. And he beat him at the Royal Rumble when he was the tribal chief. Seth has never lost to Roman when the belt's been on the line. Same thing with Io and Rhea. She's never beaten her when the belt was on the line. You could have sold that for 10 fucking weeks. It wouldn't have been hard. Io would have won the Elimination Chamber. It wouldn't have been hard. I mean, Io would have won the Royal Rumble. That is not a hard thing to physically sell. That would have been an easy ass sell if you would have sold it as Io and Rhea. 10 weeks of Rhea just completely having a fucking meltdown for 10 consecutive weeks, and to the point where she's just obsessed with beating Io. And then when she finally gets in the ring with Io, she just goes crazy. But then you have what happened on Monday Night Raw happen to her at WrestleMania. She takes her eyes off the ball. She's so fucking wound up that she just cannot beat this girl. She hits her with the riptide. She does all of this shit. She goes for a super riptide. And Io catches her. And she flips off the ropes. And she hits her with it. And then Io wins the belt. You could have had that be the match. Everything you did on Raw, you could have did that shit at WrestleMania. It would have been a great match. You would have had an intriguing story going into that match. And it would have made fucking sense. But no. No. Because WWE doesn't think that way. I don't know what the fuck has happened. I truly don't know what happened. I truly believe they put the eggs in a lot of baskets and it just never materialized. One basket in particular that I think that they definitely put their eggs in and it just didn't fucking materialize is The Rock. There's no way in hell anybody can sit up there and tell me that The Rock was not supposed to wrestle at WrestleMania this year. There's not one person in this world can tell me that The Rock was not supposed to fucking wrestle at WrestleMania this year. The Rock was supposed to have a matchup with Roman fucking Reigns. You want to know why I know it was Roman Reigns? Because why the fuck is he in a triple threat match with nothing on the line? There is no sense, none, for Roman to be in a fucking triple threat match against Seth Rollins and CM Punk when he has really no fucking story with any of them outside of he has more of a story with Seth and not CM Punk at this moment. Why? Why? All the shit y'all are doing with CM Punk, you could have saved that favor again because of that favor of it being just he wants Paul Heyman in his corner. You could have did that shit at SummerSlam. You could have did that shit at SummerSlam, bro. And I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to set it up to SummerSlam when Paul Heyman will finally choose: is he Punk or is he Roman? That's what you're trying to lead it up to. But that's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. This is just the first seeds being planted. I get that. But that's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Rock was supposed to be in this WrestleMania. You cannot convince me that The Rock was not supposed to be a part of this WrestleMania. You can't convince me. You cannot convince me that The Rock was not supposed to have some semblance of a fucking match at this WrestleMania. The Rock was supposed to wrestle Roman. Roman is the odd man out of this match. He does not fit this fucking match. Despite what people want to say on social fucking media, oh no, he fits it, it works. No, the fuck it doesn't. Roman was supposed to fight The Rock. You can't convince me that he wasn't. Now, maybe The Rock told Triple H he couldn't wrestle this year, or whatever the case may be. But there's no reason for Roman Reigns to be in this fucking match. Not one. There's no reason. This should be the third and final match between Seth and CM Punk. It started on June 6th. They had a match in a steel cage at New York. This should be the last and final fucking match between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. And make it intriguing. Make it a no holds barred. The match that Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre have, and this should be set in CM Punk's match. The winner gets a match at Backlash against Gunther or Jey Uso. Or something on the lines of that. Similar on the lines of that. There's no reason for Roman Reigns to be in a fucking triple threat match at fucking WrestleMania with no stakes on the line. You cannot convince me that The Rock was not supposed to be a part of WrestleMania in a wrestling capacity. And it goes back to what I feel about last year. The Rock got screwed over by the fans. He got fucked over by the people. The people chose Cody over him. He never thought that shit would have happened. And the fact that it did happen, he ain't got over that shit. Yeah, this final boss shit, he took John Cena's soul shit, whatever. Like I said, after that shit wore the fuck off. It took a week, and after that, I was back to being like, so what the fuck is The Rock's point of being a part of this? They have not mentioned this nigga in this storyline since that moment. You realize that, right? Cody's the only person that brought this shit up, by the way. The Rock is supposed to, at some point, pop the fuck out. It makes sense of the soul being stolen, and he hasn't fucking made anything happen. John Cena hasn't even spoke on it really that much. Now, Friday, maybe The Rock comes and they do it together, and there it is. But for what we've been given is nothing. John is just telling the fans why he decided to finally turn. Okay, great. Like I said, the segments have been awesome, but they've been fucking very lackluster because it's like, bruh, at some point, y'all gotta acknowledge the fucking elephant in the room. The fucking Rock. Where the fuck is he? If that is the plan for him to just pop up at WrestleMania, that's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid and it's dumb. You just did all of it, bro. The Cody should not have been his first fucking target. Coming back to WWE, I get it. He did a whole segment after WrestleMania to the Cody. When I come back, if you're champion or not, I'm coming for you. Great. Whoop-de fucking do. You could have did that shit at SummerSlam. You could have saved us Solo and Cody. Nope, you didn't want to do that. You wait till WrestleMania to now want to play. You want to be a part of these storylines. CM Punk was 100% right when he said, the only time you come in here is when you think you're a bigger star than us and you think you can throw your fucking weight around. Outside of that, there's no reason for The Rock to be a part of this shit. And let me get this shit out the way for you fucking fake-ass fans out here that want to sit here and say I'm wrong and you don't know what I don't know what I'm talking about. You realize you don't like The Rock. You don't like The Rock. No, you like him being a heel. Yeah, you fuck with him being a heel. I want you to understand something. If Rock and Roman happened last year, you know what the fucking Rock would be? A fucking face. And you know what would have happened? You know what would have happened in that WrestleMania match? The Rock would have beat Roman. Roman was not leaving WrestleMania 40 the fucking champion. Either Cody was going to beat him, which was the right fucking person to beat him, or The Rock was going to beat him. Roman was not walking out of WrestleMania 40 the fucking champion. Let me explain this to you and why I say that. Because why the fuck? Who the fuck was left for him to fight? If Roman beat The Rock, who the fuck was left for him to fight? Punk was on Raw. Cody was on Raw. Seth was on Raw. Who the fuck was it left for Roman to fight if he kept the belt? Solo? That's it? That's the only fucking person that was left for him to fight on SmackDown? Was fucking Solo. Roman was not walking out of WrestleMania 40 champion, no matter what the fuck y'all think in y'all heads. Roman was not walking out. If it was going to be Cody, which was the right fucking decision, Always going to be the fucking Rock. And we would still be in a fucking dilemma with this WrestleMania build. And by the way, Cody would have won the third Royal Rumble 3 fucking times in a row, which you damn sure would have not liked. Because Cody was going to get his matchup at some point. He was going to finish the story somehow, some way. You would never got Hill Cena. All this shit y'all rave about now, go back a year ago. The Rock would have been a face. He would have beat Roman, and he would not have been on TV for fucking months. All the matches we didn't got, Kevin Owens turning heel, all of this shit, we would have never even gotten it. All of it. All y'all crying and bitching and moaning and complaining on social media about, oh man, they should have kept the belt on Roman. Oh man, they should have had Roman and The Rock. You do realize The Rock would have never turned heel. He would have been a face. He would have been a baby face. The Rock smell of The Rock is cooking. He would have played into the fans. The shit y'all got right now from The Rock, you would have never gotten. The final boss would have never happened. So yeah, shout out to The Rock for last year. But you also are the fucking reason for why last year happened the way it happened. Let's also put shit into perspective. You want to give him all the credit, but you also better give his ass all the fucking blame too. Because The Rock is the reason for why we almost had the most fucked up WrestleMania main event that I can think of. Which brings me to the actual WrestleMania main event, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I still do not like this match. Yeah, Hill Cena and whoop the fucking do. Cody's gonna do his part. I do not trust John Cena in a wrestling ring one-on-one to that capacity. That is why I feel like The Rock, somebody has to make this match a fucking street fight, no holds barred, something. No disqualification, something. I quit, last man standing, something. Because John Cena going in a wrestling match against Cody Rhodes one-on-fucking-one, he's going to lose. Not in the senses of storytelling, but it's going to be a bad fucking match. Again, like I said, y'all are continuously thinking John Cena could go for 30 fucking minutes in a wrestling ring. And I do not think he can anymore. I don't think he can go 30 fucking minutes at a WrestleMania in a main event in that capacity. I think he gets blown up in 2 fucking minutes. I don't think he has that in him no more. You're asking him to go out there and wrestle a man as at his highest peak of conditioning because he's been wrestling for fucking 300 days. And you expect John Cena to be up to par? Again, you're putting shit into, you're thinking John Cena's 2 matches that he's had since he's been back in WWE is the Royal Rumble, which is a multi-man match. He doesn't really have to do too much. He can take his resting periods. And then the Elimination Chamber. He came in, did his John Cena shit, and then Seth Rollins put his ass through a pod for like 2-3 minutes. And he sat there for 2-3 minutes while him and Punk wrestled. John Cena's last one-on-one match was Solo Sikoa at Crown fucking Jewel in 2022. Actually, 2023. I'm sorry, 2023. That was his last fucking match. Solo Sikoa in 2023. It might have been 2022. Now that I think about it. The other one-on-one match, the last one-on-one match John Cena had, was WrestleMania 39 against Austin Theory. Do you remember how he looked in that match? Because I do. Do you remember how he looked in the solo match? Because I do. You're asking this man to get out there and put up 30 minutes against a man that's in peak fucking physical condition. And this, and again, they can completely and utterly change their fucking minds. But when you put a Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest on a card already with a street fight, that ain't that many more things you can do with John Cena and Cody Rhodes in a match. I don't know what to do. This WrestleMania build in card has felt very just thrown the fucking together. Like I said, me personally, I would have had Laura Bailey and Roxanne fight for the women's Intercontinental Championship. But no, what the fuck did you do? You put these fucking women in a gauntlet tag team match to win the fucking tag team gauntlet match because they're the bigger names right now. This is what I would have done. If you were gonna keep the belts on Liv and Raquel, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross should have had a say in that gauntlet match. They should have been in that gauntlet match. Now again, we don't really know what Alexa Bliss' situation is. We keep seeing appearing, y'all keep blaming Triple H for this shit. Ah man, you brought her back. You should have used her. We don't know what the fuck Alexa Bliss' situation is. We don't know if she's really She's another one. She's only really had 3 matches. One is the Royal Rumble. One was the Elimination Chamber qualifier, and then the Elimination Chamber. We don't know what Alexa Bliss's physical conditioning is. We don't know who also has been hurt in the Wyatt Six. It could have been Nikki Cross. We don't fucking know. But if you were gonna do a match, it should have been Liv and Raquel versus um Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. That should have been the match. You putting Bailey and Laura in a tag team after they just had a wrestling match Monday, and then you say, "Oh yeah, now you guys are tag teams." The fuck? That's a very predictable situation. Liv should not be losing at fucking WrestleMania. That's just stupid, especially to a fucking person that already got a belt. That's fucking very stupid. If you didn't have any objective, me personally, you could have put Charlotte with Tiffany. I mean, Charlotte with Tiffany Lodges. Charlotte with Chelsea Green. You could have made it very intriguing. You could have sit there and say Charlotte has won every belt except this one. I know it's a mid card title, but if you put it on Charlotte, you can make that shit work. You could have found ways to make this shit work. I think Becky was supposed to come back at some point, and she didn't come back, which even fucked them even more. This WrestleMania 41 card has fucking sucked. It's not good. They threw matches together on a fucking card, and it just feels like they're just hoping. And again, I was a couple weeks ago. I had people in my comments on Instagram, on TikTok, being like, "Oh man, we're gonna like this. Most of us are gonna like this because it's matches, but they might turn into it." No, the fuck, they're not. You don't go to WrestleMania and then start rivalries. That's fucking stupid. WrestleMania is the end all be all of the wrestling year for WWE. It's their Super Bowl. It's now a restart, a reboot to the new year of wrestling for them. That's what WrestleMania is made for. You don't go there to then start new shit or prolong old shit. The only way you do that is if you just definitely believe they're just gonna go to Backlash and wrestle. Which what's the fucking point of WrestleMania? This card is very fucking predictable. It feels like the matches that's supposed to feel unpredictable, they feel very unpredictable. But for the most part, they just threw fucking matches on the card. A lot of fucking multi-man matches. A lot of people do not deserve to be on this card. I know. Brandon, they deserve. No, they don't. No, they don't. They do not deserve to be on the card just because you believe that. Get your head out your ass and be honest. How many of you really believe this fucking WrestleMania card is good? You're looking at the names and not what the fuck the actual stories are and what the actual situations are. The New Day and War Raiders should not be on this card. Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano should not be on this card. What's another one? What's another one? Judgment Day should not be on in the Continental title match. I just do not believe they should be in that fucking Intercontinental title match. Their story is about them breaking the fuck up. Which, by the way, they need to speed that fucking process up. Liv and Raquel should not be fighting fucking Bailey and fucking Laura Van Caria. That is fucking stupid and a waste of a fucking mid card title. Which, by the way, I've been saying, if you wanted a mid card title, there's one right there in NXT who has one of the best women's divisions in the fucking wrestling world right now. You could have easily just kept the North American title and circulated that bitch throughout the WWE. You did not have to create because you do not have that many women in the main card on the main roster like that. You do not have that many women on the main roster like that. Same thing with the women's tag team titles. Imagine if Metaphor was fighting Fatal Influence for the women's tag team titles at NXT Stand and Deliver. That would be way more fucking intriguing. This shit is bad. Shit is bad. I don't like the card. I don't like the build of the card. This shit has not worked. And like I said, we are now a week out. And people are going to sit here and fucking lie on social media, whatever the fuck you're going to see this. And you're going to lie. I know you are. Oh, man, nah, you just tripping. This WrestleMania has fucking sucked. The build has fucking sucked. It's not good. A lot of these matches got thrown the fucking together. No matter how many times you slice it or dice it, it got thrown the fucking together. Some of these matches don't even make fucking sense to actually happen at WrestleMania. Like I said, most of these matches are fucking Monday and Friday night SmackDown matches. They should not be on WrestleMania cards. I don't give a fuck what you say. This is fucking stupid. But again, I am the man that dies on the hill. I'm cool with that. Like I said, next week is gonna be the matches are gonna probably live up to what it needs to live up to. But don't sit up here and tell me the build of WrestleMania 41 was great. It wasn't. The stories don't fucking make sense. You have Liv and Raquel, who are tag team champions, fighting Bailey and Laura Van Caria, who literally had a title match Monday night and then turned around and won a fucking gauntlet match? Huh? What? 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 You could have had Io versus Rhea 1-on-1 for the Women's World Championship. You could have had Tiffany and Bianca 1-on-1. Charlotte versus Chelsea. That would have been a way better fucking match. And probably a way better fucking build. But I'm assuming Charlotte thinks that that's too good for her to be the U.S. Women's Champion. I mean, I'm assuming she thinks that's too good for her. Yeah, some of these matches, man, like I said, you could lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. Don't tell me I'm fucking tripping. This build has sucked. This build has sucked. Like I said, the match is gonna probably be really great. But who gives a fuck when the build has really fucking dragged everything down? It is what it is, man. But that is me. That's all of me. Next week, like I said, I'll be back doing the rating review show for WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2 in Stand and Deliver. There's 3 episodes next week that I'll be doing 2 in 1 night. Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania Night 1. Then next Sunday will be WrestleMania Night 2. I'll be doing all 3 of those shows. I don't know if I'll do an after show. I don't know, an aftermath show. Maybe the Raw at the Mania. Last year's Raw at the Mania was okay. It wasn't super crazy. It was okay. It was nice. It was decent. But it wasn't something like crazy. Hopefully this Raw at the Mania is way more intriguing. Hopefully. But we shall see. But yeah. But until then, I'm Brandon Janeau. This is Deep Dive. Peace.